walked this path many times, getting out of school and heading downtown, either to have a good time down at McDonald's or to go to work down at Stern & Fields.
Mm-hmm. I remember you working down at Stern & Fields. Senior class, 1913, says here. This is the list of the class.
Yes, that's the graduating class of 1913 paid to have these put in.
Some of these names are familiar to me. I mean, I know the names. I don't, you know, I knew their kids or grandkids or something. It's too bright for me to see the viewfinder, but at least I'm getting the shot.
Well, then it...
Griffith.
Swing around on the back side, it says 1913.
Oh, what side?
On the back side.
Where does it say that? Oh, you gotta get back far enough. Because of the sun, it's not...
Now, how about the other one?
Take it.
I was just thinking of all the kids that had come out of the doors of this building over all the years, you know. And I know the memories I have, and I was just thinking of all the memories that every kid must have, good memories and bad memories.
Yeah. Down to 1 minute of footage left, so I'm just running it out.
Yeah, just get some shots of the building, and it's going to be there.
Yeah.
Got a minute?
I'm down to 0 minutes and blinking.
Okay.
But it's got some good shots. I'm sure there's lots of pictures of this building too. But
yes, I got a lot of them myself. So we can slap stills in there too if we need to.
Well, all right. I think we got it. Now.
Have them and put them.
That's a good idea.
But her whole yard was.
I got 2 bowling balls at home. That's all I have to do though.
Yep.
I got mirrors for these.
Yep. Yeah, she glued that stuff on there, and it looked really cool, just sitting out in the garden. You know, but her whole garden was decorated in bowling alley.
Howard Cox was saying, "Where's all these pins going?" My pin setters are selling them down south.
I set pins up there, and maybe that's the reason I didn't. I don't remember a bowling pin like, but I didn't like bowling after working up there. It's not.
You get a couple. That was dangerous. You get
Oh
a couple.
God. And some of those guys they knew you were back there, and they were gonna bowl just as damn hard as they could.
Some of those guys have set pins if you got a.
Was this your room, Mr. South?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I sort of remember this. I was in a daze back in 7th grade though, but yes, we spent many a fun time sawing that piece of plastic in half.
This is get a picture of Tom by his old office stands at the door.
Yeah.
Is this your office here?
That was his office.
Right here.
Okay.
And over here on this side was where Tom, the class put their projects.
Over here. Yeah.
No, and he graded them, and Tom would come out and grade them. And over here, there was a glassed-in area. That's where you do your painting, shellacking. Ventilation wasn't as today's standards.
All right. Yeah. That's why when I quit growing, I think.
Look at that table saw. I know.
Is this all your stuff here?
These are the benches. They're still in pretty good shape, John.
Yes, they are. You can tell the one in Tom sanded.
Now, John, they're going to start tearing this thing down.
When are they going to do that?
They were supposed to start it Monday.
So this is your last look at the old high school.
This would be the drafting room.
Yeah, this is the drafting
Oh, I
room.
remember this. You know,
falling down a little bit.
I don't think I ever told you this, but you know,
And if you have an issue, I just
even though I wasn't the greatest student, and I don't know if you remember that or not, but I'm glad you don't. But anyway, the drafting that I learned here, bad as I was, helped me a great deal in college when I had to be able to create stagecraft, and I had to build sets or I had to do line drawings for sets, and the stuff I did here helped me get through it.
Well, you had to go through drafting,
Yeah.
right, Tom? Before we went out to the shop, you had to go through a quarter of drafting, and
They're not getting rid of those.
Right, there used to be a big old
1958
chimney over
so
here.
that would be what is now.
Boxes and like that. Here's the chimney right here where you used to keep all the leather goods, right there.
it's leather goods,
Oh,
big
look
bill
at that.
folds, and
Yeah, I think I did. I must have made one of those, a keychain or billfold or something.
right over in this area was where they had the wood lathe,
Yeah.
and we turned down the planks of boards glued together to make fruit bowls, and then a lot of us, Tom had us build out of a bowling pin lamp.
Yeah, that's where it all worked. It looks like they're still using the place for something.
And then that part back there, towards that blue box back there, if I remember, that was the foundry area.
Found area and metal.
And then the automotive section was right back towards the little door we
Back
come
in
in.
the corner, yeah. I don't see the old portable, tool cabinet.
Yeah, on the wheels, yeah, no, it's set right there, it did.
Yeah.
I remember.
I don't see it.
I said, if you're lucky enough.
Yeah, I remember that automotive, they had me, you had to tear that old flathead engine down, and to learn the different parts of and he had me tear it down. It was my turn, and I took the oil pan off. Well, the person before just threw all the rods and they never put it back together.
I think that was coffee.
Huh?
I think that was coffee.
And he showed a couple people here, I don't know if you remember them, that just came through the building, class of 60.
Well, that would be my brother's
I
class.
remember Sue.
They're gonna be building us a maintenance shed
Or they,
when they start on the auditorium this fall. Is the,
so you're not gonna tear this part down for a while then?
well, they're not gonna tear it, hopefully not gonna tear any of it down until I get a shed and we get
Yeah.
everything moved out of here. Cause we've got prom stuff
know
upstairs,
it.
we've got drama stuff upstairs,
Let me see if empty.
we've got stuff next door in the kitchen, I mean, we've got a lot of stuff here.
I remember Sue.
She was a basketball player.
There were some other Deckers that were.
Oh, there was Marcia Decker,
Yeah, Marcia.
Connie Decker.
I remember Connie.
Yeah. Well, Marcia Decker is married to Bruce Sharp now.
Oh, is she?
Not, Marcia is.
Okay. I remember all the new cabinets.
Something like that, then they released their garage for a bench or something.
This is the home ec room. Gina Toll was one of the teachers in here.
Yeah, Fran Toll. Oh, yeah, Mrs. Toll.
Remember her?
Oh, yeah.
Does this thing have a voice thing on it too?
Yeah, the sound is recording. So be careful what you say.
And back then, it was kind of odd, you know, I wish I had done it now, but for a boy to take, home ec, they call it back then, or girls take shop.
And we did that in about 66, 65, we started doing that. No, shut up, not get in front of it.
Okay.
No, there was a room in here, I think, I had a science class. Over there was Bill Fox's science room. Then next to it was,
This was Mr. Jones had the science in 7th grade, and then Bill Fox had it in the 8th grade. Yeah.
That's right.
And we'll go there.
Bill Fox was the only teacher I ever had in school. He would,
This would have been Mr. Fox's class right here.
right here,
Yeah.
Mr. Fox, you get your books for the year, and he'd tell us to put it back in the locker, not to bring them back to the, but we had to keep a book, and he showed a lot of films, had a lot of classroom, it really kept your interest. In fact, that's about, his wife used to come in her hometown time and help him with the classroom, make them.
1999.
We had a,
Yeah, and it used to be the choir room for high school at one time.
and our
We had
music,
a lot of things in this room. Then they moved into the kitchen back here.
then the music teacher at that time was Mr. Falsgraf.
Went on to Buena Vista College. and taught school at Buena Vista and passed away at Buena Vista. And we did that.
Junk room now.
Boy, there's been a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Old sink out of the washer, we had that over there, in that corner, right up there. That sink.
Yep.
And then they had a big walk-in cooler in there, I think. Oh, here's the cooler over here.
See, we used to come back, what was it, after they built the new high school, which is a junior high now, wasn't several years, they bust you back over here for shop.
1965.
Yep.
Yeah.
No,
Well, okay, they got a job getting stuff.
everybody, you just didn't come and sit down. It was just, you could tell he'd been in the Army. You'd stand by your seat, he'd come around to his desk, seats, and then everybody'd sit down at once.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll see it when you get up there.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you.
You guys are more than welcome, and if you need something, if you have any problems locking it up, you have my cell phone number,
Yes. The number I called on?
the 490.
Yeah, okay.
Well, originally, the back half was the bus barn.
That's right.
Ed Rachel was the bus mechanic.
This has been used as,
The band room must have been back here. It's
Sure.
too small for the band room.
Yeah.
so,
Yeah. I don't even
this is
remember.
all chopped up, and you can't get
Yeah.
further in the back. He says they got some stuff stored back
Okay,
there.
so it doesn't look like the band room to me.
No.
All right, we'll catch that.
Bill Fox.
Bill Fox was the 8th grade science teacher, and he made all 80% of the experiments himself.
Oh yeah, I remember
That he used
those.
in class, and this is his storeroom. They stored all of his supplies and so forth.
No.
Didn't that back in furniture room?
All right.
Yeah, the girls always, this is their kind of their gym.
That's the girls' gym,
This we gotta get some shots of.
Well, we're getting them.
and we had the first disaster drill the Prairie ever had for practice with the firemen and the hospital and all the doctors. We had simulated a boiler room explosion, and we had about 15 kids dressed up back in
My
the
God,
boiler room.
what year did you do that? Or-
This 1957.
Oh, this is before. My God. They did a boiler room explosion test.
Simulated.
Simulated.
For practice for the, and we had we had this was in, actually that was in about 1968 after this building was vacated for high school.
Girls,
Locker room.
locker room, when they had gym class, they went in and changed, and then
We'll
went
get a
up.
shot of that. This one.
Yeah, I never did get into that.
Well, yeah.
I wasn't allowed.
Girls will remember this.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, this is a pretty nice room.
That's a lot nicer than the dice.
Yeah.
1957, Buck Small was the girls' phys ed teacher. 57, 58, 59. And there's a, I can't remember the other fellow, Curves, I think is a picture of the fellow.
Yeah.
If we turn on, we didn't turn on any lights coming this way, did we?
Gilbert Christensen.
Because who was the boys, when I was here, the boys basketball club was Vic Jones.
In fact, Gilbert Christensen, I saw him, he lives in Sun City. I'm still alive 3 years ago, last time I talked to him.
Really?
Warren Corbin used to be the principal here, died 2 years ago. And Graydon Laffey, the football coach here, died last summer.
Okay, he's been back a few times at different reunions like that.
Sure.
This is the entry to the school I think they used most of the time when they had activities on the south side or basketball games.
No, I got got keys to these rooms.
That's it. That was Miss Moody's math class I had.
Oh, that was full of stuff, he said, so.
That's right now that's being used for the drama department for,
They have
for
storage.
costumes because we.
Clothing and so forth.
Well, we need to get a bunch of pictures in here.
Yeah, in the gym.
No, the theater. See, to you it's a gym, to me it's a theater.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go up and turn some lights on.
Yeah.
Oh, they opened the stage back up.
Yeah, they closed that in and had for
That's when,
Murray John,
well, something about Wilt Chamberlain had played on it.
probably.
Because if I remember right, they used to store chairs underneath here, didn't they, Don?
Yeah, there's a thing there you pull them out, or bleachers or something.
This flooring is really something.
Oh, now we're getting some lights on.
Back in 1957, I interviewed for a teaching job here. They were getting ready for a Christmas program, the high school was. And it's the most fantastic thing I'd ever seen in the high school. The drama department put on, it was outstanding. Bob Falsgrass was the director of the program.
They used to play murder ball in here, and then, but he used to
Never
sell,
walk around here with your shoes, you always
oh, you better believe it.
shoes are better.
And then, at one time, they used to have, badminton nets set up. You got school early, you come down here.
This was a nice sized gym, one of the bigger gyms in the county.
What's this flag?
Played basketball here a little bit, junior high.
Says up there, curtains, stage equipment presented by the classes of 1918, 1920, 21, all the way through 1933. This plaque up here. Yeah, they say that. I remember having dancing lessons up there.
Is that something we ought to be thinking about saving?
Well, yeah, I would think so.
You probably performed quite a bit on this stage, didn't you, Larry?
I didn't perform, Rick performed. I was just back here, all of the lighting panel is all gone. But yeah, I ran the spotlights up over here on the back above the doors.
Larry, there's a plaque here. We want to make sure we don't get that lost when they demolish this building.
Well, this is, anything you see that you think we ought to be saving, I'm actually thinking about that scoreboard.
If we can get it, if you can get it, yeah.
Well, yeah.
The
If
Blue
you see
Jays.
something, kind of make a mental note of it.
Well, now we're going to go down into the boys' locker room.
I remember opening this door here and leaning outside and throwing up just before a performance because I was so scared. Why do we do these things? I don't know. What made me want to do that? Anyway, but that was this door right here.
Yeah.
Did I tell you that?
But
Just before A Servant of Two Masters, I was so scared. I opened that door and threw up over the railing there, right there.
Did you have Bob Falsgrass as a music?
No,
Did
I
you?
was, he was, my brother did.
Okay.
But,
I built sets for him.
Yeah.
But it was Mr. Hall, first year I was
Oh,
in
okay.
junior high.
Well, when my daughter was involved with Dixie Lee dancing, they used to have the dance recitals here.
Oh yeah, I ran lights for Dixie Lee many times.
I don't know if you see back in there.
I don't know if there's any lights down in here.
I thought they'd stick a little mag light in
Well, it's in here.
Any lights. Years from a play, and they said, "Yeah, idiot, Vodenik, it's a javelin." But yeah, there's tunnels back there that go back. Then they were to get at the steam pipes and
steam
stuff.
pipes,
the
so they
steam
get to
heat.
the.
Okay, Buffington. No, that's a later one. But our wrist gap panels are gone. Okay, there's Steve O'Dooley, 61.
I don't remember writing my name on it. Here's the old stage.
And the green room is over there.
I don't even remember there being a window there. That must have been covered up back in the day.
These were added. There
Oh,
were no windows.
well, there you go. See, I remember that.
Yeah. And this was the green room, but they turned it into an office. This used to be one big room.
Yes, this was the stage. Mrs. Crouch did a lot of good plays here.
And there's an entrance up here that goes out over the gym, which you can, because we busted through
To get
some
through the
ceiling
lights.
to get through the lights and
Yeah,
stuff.
uh-huh.
And but I've been up in there too,
Oh, wow.
which is really scary.
I would think so. So you were saying about the stage, Larry?
Stage, when we were in school in the 60s, this had a full set of full-length drapes, cyclorama that went around the back, multiple cycloramas, as a matter of fact. Where I'm standing, there are screws that you can't see in the floor, and if you turn those screws, those lights would roll up, and there were actually footlights. There's 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 sets of footlights that went across here that lit the bottom of the stage that are now. I don't even know if they're still in existence. And then at the front of the stage, there are doors, and those doors rolled out, and they held a canvas cover that could be rolled out over the floor, and it also had racks full of chairs that could then be seated, so they could put seating out. So they were all basically all underneath this stage. The windows behind us, those were added in later years, because this at one time was a kindergarten classroom up here. They enclosed this area. Had a green room over here and 2 flying logs, raised and lowered ceiling, because it has I don't know how high that ceiling is, but it was meant with pulleys and everything to raise and lower things.
All right. Where to now?
There's the trophy case.
Why don't you take the little ticket leaf here?
Yeah. Now, what was the ticket? Was that for selling for the lunches?
No,
Well, certain days they did.
Yeah.
Certain days in the morning you had to come down and get, but this was for
Basketball.
theatrical and basketball and anything that happened in the gym.
Huh.
This, they talked about possibly saving this. I heard rumor, this deal here, and add it in with the new auditorium. I don't know if it'll come about. Who did I have in there? I had, I want to say it was Mr. Vandenberg.
Could have been.
Who was it one day? We had English class there, and the little guy in our class,
Did we get a picture of the thick booth?
Yeah, we got that.
there's talk of saving that, Larry.
I'm just looking at it, and I don't know if you can do it.
Maybe they can.
This is the bathroom here. This is the transom. There's the transom that poor old Ralph Dewey had his fingers caught when they knocked the ladder off.
Right there?
Right there. Superintendent's office was here.
Yep. See, who was that? It would have been Bolt?
Bill Bolt, Gordon Corbin was high school.
We want to just, oh, there's the office. We can get in there.
PA system. Probably still works, still going.
Did you send Larry Vodenik down to the principal's office, please? Immediately. It needs to be
Again?
addressed. The old PA system in school.
Still plugged in.
Yeah.
Talking to nobody.
Probably still works.
Yeah.
I'm surprised electricity's on here.
Well, when are they going to start tearing this down? Is it like tomorrow or something?
They're going to abate the asbestos first, and once that's gone, and I guess that's one of those things until they actually get in here and start.
But they'll be tearing the building down as they do that.
No, they have to get that has to be done and removed before they can.
Oh.
But you know, you'd think they'd take all this stuff out. The side, you know, the salvage.
You would think somebody would want it.
Down in the gymnasium or someplace and have an auction and get a few dollars off of it.
Tom, was this where possibly where they set the time, adjust for the bells to ring in between classes? You had like 4 minutes to get from
One class to another, that is correct. Yeah.
use that in some science fiction play or something.
That'd make a good PA system for out at the, like a dance hall.
You've got a couple telephones down there. And when you
That's a nice deal there.
Okay, I want you to sure get this room over there.
I have John Turner in there.
My council over there, junior high council,
Okay.
this was a math room.
Do you guys remember the pop machine that sat here? There was a pop machine on each side. Tight to you drug the
don't remember that because I was only here for junior high. I didn't spend any high school years.
I had Mrs. Hatton here.
Ruth Hatton.
Ruth Hatton.
Okay, now there's a storeroom here that Morris Porter used to have for his office. He kept all the papers and all that kind of stuff. And right across over there, Mueller was the guidance counselor in here.
Now, John Turner was in here. That's where I had John Turner.
What was this class? American Problems?
So, American Problems, yeah, social studies.
Social studies.
Social Studies.
But I'll tell you what, when you got done, you knew about the coal mines around Perry. John, pretty well.
There's a closet here on this side, which is now a counselor, which says counselor. Anybody that was caught smoking in school got 3 days automatic in the closet.
Wow.
Had a light bulb in there and an armchair desk. And I remember this one kid, but I won't say his last name, was standing down in front of Conklin's jewelry store, smoking a cigarette. He got 3 days in the closet for smoking downtown.
Really?
Doesn't matter though it was on school grounds or not, huh?
Didn't make a difference who it was.
But on school grounds, it wasn't school grounds, it was in front of Conklin's.
Can we get a shot up here at the ceiling, maybe right in this middle section?
Yeah.
Because this is the lower ceiling that was done as they did some remodeling. Above it is a tile ceiling that was mounted directly onto the original lath and plaster
Yeah,
ceiling.
you can see the lath and plaster over here.
See, basically you can see in this one spot, you can see 3 different evolutions of.
Yeah.
Well, see, we're in the original building before they built on each side, right?
Right.
We're in the center part. This is original school, then they built on the north and south side.
So this was originally built in 1910.
This was the deal, they used to must do, pre-staff to press to call, talk to the office or something, they'd call them, or intercom system.
Yeah, that was the intercom. Tornadoes, go to the east wall, where Jim.
That was a big
Okay,
deal.
so this dividing right here would be going into that new wing.
Yeah, we're in the new.
Yeah.
New wing now.
I taught advanced drafting up there in this classroom, first draft here.
Really? I had a typing class up there half a year. Proudly say that I got 25 words a minute.
I think they had driver's ed in here. And there's a person over there in the corner. What is that?
Well, then it's got a schoolroom with a bar. This must be stuff for the plays and stuff.
I remember this science lab.
This room here, I remember we had a classmate, Connie Mansfield. And she had spinal surgery. And she lived over in Warford, and they had intercom systems at all her classes. And a lot of times we'd come early and press a button to talk to Connie. She had to be flat on her back and read the books through a mirror. And each of her classrooms had a, so she could.
So this is one of the additions that was added after the original building.
John Shuster was like the last one that
Yep.
was up here, that I remember.
Troy, we had visitor one time.
Yep. This up doesn't mean.
Yeah, nice.
I bet you that's the original signature.
Yeah.
That was kind of a big deal when you come from grade school up here. You had lockers, and then you was always worried about, am I gonna have enough time to get my first class, my next class? You know, they ring the bell, and I think you had, what, 4 minutes? But it was always kind of, oh boy, I hope we get there in time.
And yours would be in the science class down here, and your next one would be on the third floor,
Yeah.
second floor in the English room down there.
Take a picture of the air conditioners. The air conditioners in all these classrooms were provided by the individual teacher that taught in that room. Really, the school would not pay for them. They would pay the electricity bill, but each teacher bought their own air conditioner.
Really? I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
And you see about 15 hanging out of the building.
Yeah.
Yeah,
teachers
they're all
had-
over. No, I didn't realize that
I
either.
didn't know that either.
Some of them were 220 and some were 110.
Of course, I don't remember ever being in a class that was air conditioned.
No, we never-
That came in, I think, in some of the later years.
Yeah.
I'm
In
gonna
the
say,
60s.
probably after this become a junior high,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Be different.
but strictly a junior high, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Because the top floor, they didn't use it.
Well, we had, when we first got here, we had science class up here.
Did you?
And then, I think Nick Jones was up here with chemistry. And then they condemned us.
Yeah.
Top floor here.
But
Yeah,
they
the-
didn't though, because
The library was the top floor.
No, there's another floor above that.
Well, the library is part of the original section.
Oh,
But there's a third, there's a
Oh,
floor.
yeah, excuse me, you're right, Larry. We're just on the second floor, there's a third floor, went on up.
But my kid took a class up there.
Yours did?
Yes. And he graduated in 1.
That is a nice classroom.
Yeah.
This must have been, I don't know, science?
I'm sure it wasn't, at one time a science room.
Rossman.
See, there again, you got an air conditioner stuck in there.
But these blackboards have to be like just the original when they built this building. I mean, some of these things have never changed. We had the state Historic Preservation Commission come up, and they were just thrilled about this building because it was well maintained. It hadn't been vandalized a lot, you know. And a lot of the things like the woodwork and the doors and everything were original. They'd never been changed. And so many of the new buildings are steel and et cetera. These are all wood. Nurse's office, or it was.
And that went up to the top floor.
Maybe is that the floor that had the library?
No, this was the
I
library.
just remember that walking through the library here, the floor always
There's the library
creaked.
checkout.
Oh, get a shot of that, Rick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
It's only 80 in here.
Yeah, but humid though.
Mrs. Noble, how much do I owe on that overdue library?
By the way, it's Miss Noble.
Miss Noble.
Miss Noble, 2 cents?
Something for that too.
Oh, this is actually set up for Dewey Decimal cards.
Yeah.
Yes. So this would have been
This
over
was-
in the large room where the library was
Yeah,
at
this was
that time.
study hall.
What do you remember about Mrs. Noble, remember?
Oh, I remember.
She always carried her keys.
Down the street.
Okay, this is the library right over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you remember, I don't know, the front parking lot back when I was up there.
There was a stage down at this
And then
end.
on one side of the deal was boys advisor, and the girls, Mrs. Small was over here, and Mr. Peterson was on that side.
Yes, you're right, John. And this was a study hall at one time.
Yes.
Yeah, and they had a little stage up here, and
Yep.
you could fly out.
And that was art on that side. And the first door to the right was where, the last teacher I know that was there was, Long, baseball player,
Here,
Well,
last year.
right here,
Yeah,
I had
on the
Mr.
other
Cavey.
side. You had Cavey?
Larry, did Vern go to high school here in Paris?
Yes, he
So
graduated
graduated
in,
this?
I want to say 29.
Yeah. So my dad graduated from this in
Look at this potter's wheel,
1930.
John. Look
What's-
look at the potter's wheel.
Oh, me, a potter's wheel.
Yeah. You darn surprised Pratt didn't get that out of high school. Oh, yeah. Boy, look how thick that plaster is up there.
This is what he was saying, where
Yeah,
some of that fell
plaster
down.
needs to
So
hang a fish.
This fell down and hit somebody?
Watch it, you know. but-
Look at the thickness of that stuff. Oh, gosh. Oh, look, it fell. Jeez.
So for anybody that was, that went to school here, this would have been the library on the second floor.
This
This was
divider
added
was
in-
not there.
No,
back in my
this
day.
was in.
It's just one big,
This
long,
back
great
where-
big
over
building.
here was, if I remember right, is where you checked your books out, and then over here they had the cases with
The
the
book-
books in it.
Yep. So
This is
a lot of
out-
these things you have. It just depends on when you went to school here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
Out
this-
here is where one of the
would've been-
Collins boys accidentally bumped into Miss Junkin. Knocked her to the floor.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, she
Oh,
said,
ouch.
that, and she was a nice teacher, eh? She was cross-eyed, and they knocked her to the floor.
I got keys.
Yeah, that's right, that's just an empty classroom. Yeah, you're right, that was Caveney's, and when Caveney left, why, Long come over and taught social studies in the junior high in that one.
And the lady that was in here was in charge, you guys, dealt with you guys with plays and stuff, lived down here in Willis.
Crouch.
Mrs. Crouch?
Mrs. Crouch's room, I remember being there. Of course, I'm just talking my era, you know.
Yeah.
John, you still remember your combination for your locker?
I've had too many since then. It was a big deal when they came up here from Roosevelt, a combination.
Yeah.
You remember what locker you had, John?
I was down, my first locker was downstairs, 7th and 8th grade was down
Yeah,
that
that's-
lower
See,
section.
that's all I remember because that's where I was. seventh
Yeah,
grade.
that was my education, having my own locker.
That was a big time, wasn't it, John?
Oh, that's a big move.
Let's go up on there at that.
Oh, the-
Let's go up there and just.
Yeah.
Well, there's gonna be a lot of people that remember going to classes there, but
I had a science class up there with Nick Jones.
Probably 40 years ago. There's a bunch of trophies up below. We took up some of the classes. Some of it 40, 50, 60 years ago. Made a lot of happy people.
this is the fire escape. We'll probably get some shots of the outside of the building. This is the fire escape to the back of the building.
Now, get the back of his coat here. Every junior high.
All right.
This fit at one time, a long time ago.
Right.
Junior high. John says those were the hardest 7 years for him.
Yeah, it was.
So how many years were you in this building?
1957 to 1965.
You say you were here till 65?
1957 to 1965.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
just the
we
year
got
after
the
I
high school
graduated. So.
shop out there. In high school, and then 1960.
Yeah.
We're gonna go upstairs to the top floor, which I've heard all kinds of stories. This place was
This is the haunted put area, right?
If I remember rightly, Nick Jones was over here, and then Rossman had a chemistry class. That was over there. Nick
Yes.
Jones was over here with science.
Yeah.
And the tables over here that had them deals you could turn on natural gas.
This is the fire escape again that you will see on the 3rd floor on the back side of the building when we do some videotaping back there. And somebody already tore a door out. Okay, this is what I wish we had a flashlight.
John,
Yeah.
here's that.
No light in there. It's awful dark in there. The video's not going to make it in there.
No,
What was that, Larry, now?
there used to be trophies and stuff in here.
Oh, okay.
Is there a light in there?
One of these, I'm gonna see.
Careful now. I thought about sticking my little mag light. I bet it was out here.
Switch.
No,
You're lucky there's a floor in there, Larry. Come on, you jumping in a dark room like that? Could be the elevator shaft for all you know.
yeah, I wouldn't.
Don't have here?
Huh?
Wire is dangling down.
Yeah, don't be touching them. You don't know if they're got them taped off or.
Hey.
But if you look right straight ahead here, that thing is coming down at an angle.
Uh-huh.
That's part of the wood beams of the original.
The original?
Because this is the original part of the building is a wood structure. There's a light switch, but we're in the house.
There's nothing out here. Let me look at it on this side.
There's a light fixture, but I don't see a light switch.
No, can't get up this stage, can you?
Yeah, there's a door right around there.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't get upstairs any higher.
Is there a higher area than this?
Yes, you can.
What was this room back in the day? Which would be the
I'm gonna
50s.
say, turn on the face mask.
And this is the Perry High School junior high grade football manual. All your top secret
Okay.
plays were in here.
All right.
Special right, Lizard TJ.
Shh, don't tell everybody.
Oh yeah, better sorry.
You know, they're probably still using them.
When I played football 4 years in high school, college, and 1 year in the service ball. We had never had a face mask on any helmet. In high school, we had to buy our own shoes.
Those are the days. Did you graduate from Perry by any chance?
I graduated from Greenfield.
Oh, okay.
In fact, I bought a pair of a pair of football shoes from Dale Roberts, who'd be a uncle to the Roberts gal, Margene, be her uncle. I think he lives in Ripia now, for 75 cents. And that was a lot of money.
Yeah.
Because I rented a room for $1 a week. I lived 11 miles in the country, we had no money.
That's a big deal.
Those are the days.
Go down, stand right in front of the door. Well, no, I mean, that'd be good for the.
It was a historical deal.
It looked like they cleaned out that attic from the last time I was in there.
It's kind of funny, my grandson over in Iowa City, he had to go to a different school. And I said, well, how do you think your new school? He said, well, I got to go up and downstairs.
Big problem.
Everything ground up.
Well, I tell you, I bet the athletic director so long, maybe he cooked some more for us here. They could go with down big. Take care of her.
Okay. Was it you, Tom, that when you had to go to the restroom, or one of the teachers, I think, was in our class, my boy told me that you had to carry a tire rim
No,
on a chain? Who was that?
That was me. I had a steel piece, or a piece of steel that was 24 by 24 with a handle cut in it, and it weighed about 15 pounds.
Remember my son?
It sure discouraged people to have to go to the
Yeah,
bathroom.
that's what he told me about that.
Nobody accidentally took the key home, did they?
Well, really thought they were smart, so when they got outside of the door, they set it down outside the door, and I was ready to come back. I had the door waiting for me. back. We the rest of the period. We'll be talking about here.
Well, listen.
One of the most historical things that I remember about here, I can't remember if it was either 8th or 9th grade, but when Khrushchev came over from Russia,
Yeah, I remember that day.
and this was 141, the highway, and he went over to the Coon Rapids. And the whole school was out, and of course people were lining Willis, and was out there when Khrushchev went by with the black limousines with the flags, you know, and that was a big deal.
I remember that Holtebus was my teacher. They said we were to be out there and we were not to smile or wave.
Yeah, I think
We were being told by the powers that be that we are not to wave and look happy, and
Well-
we're supposed to be just there to observe.
well,
That's
the
what he
Cold
said.
War was still going on. When
You bet. And we were part of it right there at that moment. We were not supposed to wave and look happy.
Let's see, Khrushchev, was he the one that had the little birthmark on his head?
No, that was
No, that's Gorbachev.
much later.
That was later.
Khrushchev's the one that almost blew us all up in 1962.
Okay, Cuba?
Yeah. I guess that's because we didn't wave and smile. Because those junior high kids in Perry, they're not friendly.
But just look at the grooves that have been worn in that floor. Think how much, how much time that would take.
Oh, it's bad.
This is real restroom here.
Well, think of the wood hanging floors. You're talking
That's right.
solid wood.
But I was thinking of that groove, how many times it had to be opened and closed to make that groove, you know?
You probably maybe helped make that groove, Larry.
This is girls' restroom.
Well, I'll still
They had to run away from you and go somewhere, didn't they?
I'll still stand by what they said.
Well, if the line was shorter there, I suppose. Better class people there than on the other one.
Well, this is really been interesting.
Yeah, this is where we
I hate
came.
to see it go, but I understand time and progress and eventual.
Did you guys see anything else besides that one plaque that we ought to see about saving?
Well, there's the flag there, I suppose.
Yeah, the
They're
American
not
flag
gonna-
down there, the gym, it's still hanging on the wall.
Yeah. And
Sure, we
you're
could get
talking
that.
about the possibly the scoreboard.
That scoreboard might be kind of cool to
Yeah.
see if we could save it.
Definitely anything to do with a plaque or any kind of a thing that has.
See, when I was
History
in
to it.
7th, 8th, this is where the junior high lockers were. Down here on each side.
Yeah. That's Father War.
Okay, what am I gonna turn this on?
And we're back in the shop.
Yeah,
I got a few flags that you should bring down for the Legion to burn.
People that give them to you you replace them with a new one. Is that something the Legion does, or you just take the old
No,
one?
we don't. We used to. We don't anymore. It's $25 a throw.
Yeah, all right,
Well,
I see that. But you take the old ones and
Yeah, we take
Reverently
dispose of them
burn
the
them.
way they're supposed to be disposed of.
This room here is where Tom South introduced me to a protractor and a T-square, right?
That's correct.
And what, we had a certain pencil we had to use?
Yeah, number 2.
And we had to draw our deal, and then on one corner draw little lines, and then
Print your name.
print name,
And the
Perry
plate number.
plate. Yep,
There, in fact, there's one of the old tables right there.
yep. And you stood up the whole period.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
So this is
Oh,
not
yeah,
a
you stood up.
sit
never
down
stood up.
job here. No places to sit in Mr. South's class.
Yeah, if you was gonna
25 students in a class, and draft 25 to 30.
My table was right here.
Yours was? Yeah.
And then we go out there and we made our leather cases and I made a bookshelf. I remember learning the hard way and a little late to measure twice and cut once.
yeah.
I spent about half of a semester just trying to glue a piece of wood back together.
Right here, this table here is where John Palmer got his A in his 9th grade class.
John got an A, okay.
Yes. John was an excellent student. Well behaved, leader in the classroom.
My God, that's the same John I know.
Yeah,
Thank you,
You sure you're talking about the same guy?
Same guy that
Yeah, all right. So
everybody
John,
knows.
John found his calling here.
I don't know where he went wrong after he left me. I guess.
Well,
I wandered off the lawn.
didn't have you anymore to be his mentor. And
hold it for you? Yeah. Sure.
See if you're. Tell him he's checking to see if his tackle box is still there.
And at the top of his truck.
He used to store it up there. Too bad the lights didn't work on that side. How long ago's that been? Been there since you've been over here?
No, all I can see is a bunch of old hoses and a bunch of old screens.
Somebody else has got your tackle box.
Yeah.
That would be long gone. I didn't have any garage, the first house I lived in.
Tackle box gone?
Tackle box is gone. Yeah.
Some shots of the back of the building, and we could kind of show them what we were talking about when we were upstairs.
Door over here,
Yeah.
and of course the big door here and the blue door right beside it, that was into the shop class.
It was a bus barn.
Now there's another. I wonder if that does that say? Can you tell if that says 1910 on it too?
I guess we're going to be voting on the new auditorium, aren't we? Automatically going to build it.
Why have they approved the bond issue though?
That's what surprises me.
This would be good footage for opening credits. Can you walk in there, or is that locked?
No, this is locked. No.
Alright. Okay, you can just keep on walking around then.
Yeah, everybody together out here, usually going to school in the morning, waiting to go in for first class or.
I was just asking Rick, our camera person here. He had to walk all the way from.
Yeah.
All the way across the street.
Yeah, all across the street.
In the cold and the snow, up to my waist.
I was upset because you didn't have school bus service.
Right, well, I wanted it.
But it was downhill going home.
Yeah, that was it. Home was always faster.
This flagpole up here, and the graduating class of '83, that they dug a hole and put a time capsule out there by the flagpole.
There's another one out of one of the classes out of the 70s, I guess, too.
Did it?
Yes, and I'm going to try and get. I'm going to try and put something in the paper, so we get. I'd like to do it before the building comes down.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Get heavy equipment, brick piled down over the
What
top.
we need to know is it 3 feet to the left, or
Yeah.
somebody has to.
You're gonna bring your boy out here?
Yeah, I'll bring Jeff up and have him show me crossing the west.
Well, that footage that, the old footage you remember Barry had shown on Vegas was before, of just the center section, the kids leaving the school in their old Ivy League caps and their sweaters with P on the front.
We had some footage, Rick, that would go great on the front of this.
Yeah?
The kids coming out of this building, and the sidewalks aren't in yet.
And there's a few up there, their bikes are leaning against the building, they're riding away.
There used to be bushes out here.
But I've asked the school to save the pillars, the words high school, this plaque, this thing up here that says high school, in 1910 up at the top and the cornerstone.
Oh yeah.
And what I would like to see them, what I've suggested, it doesn't mean that I have the pull to do it, but I would like to see this placed in front of the new
Auditorium?
auditorium.
Okay, is that the 2 pillars you're talking about?
That's the 2 pillars.
Okay, I built those steps in 1958.
You build them?
The first time, I don't know, I mean, they were all bad, and I worked for the city during the summertime.
Well, the pillars are from 1913, so they were probably
The pillars were sitting there, but
Yeah.
the steps are all broken up.
yeah.
and
Well,
that
so I'm
sort.
sure they probably put the pillar and the steps in 1913.
No, I heard talk of the 2 pillars out there, the possibility of saving them and taking them out to the high school in the memorial garden they got out there and having them put out there. That's
Have you guys ever been to that Memorial Garden out there?
Oh,
our
yes.
class got a brick out there.
Okay.
We bought a big brick.
But we know that a number of classes have placed
Capsules.
time
Time
capsules
capsules.
in this area. So what we're in the process now is trying to find out which class did it and where it is. And
In fact, this flagpole came from Army surplus. The school bought a dozen of them. They're all colorful. They bring them down a bus down so we can see the open circle. After they got together. And the old one, they cut it off or get rid of it and dug a new one. So they're the old one.
can't you just right there see when it goes down to the lake fence? Do you?
Yeah, I think you do.
know what that's about? Where we're at is about 61 and a half days.
Well, we want to. Hey, while we got the cameras, we'll get. I wanted to say thank you, Rick Fazel. He's from Perry High School.
You bet.
For taking time for Pegasus and doing this.
Right.
We appreciate it. We just want to know, let everybody know that we appreciate you and
Well, I appreciate
Pegasus
that.
coming here, taking time. We appreciate Mr. South taking time from his, Larry.
In fact, Grand Lodge of Mom Mason.
Hopefully we can keep these, we can get this video put together in some sort of form, and so when we have class reunions that will be coming back after this is gone, they'll at least have some memory they can see.
Exactly.
The library. Say if we have it, if we have it on the 15th, there'll be a class in here. Need getting back on that in here.
If I remember
Well,
right,
we can show them what we got, even if it isn't edited or anything. It'll be really rough, but I mean they can watch that.
if I remember right, over there is where Vic Jones, basketball coach, lived over there. And then
Yep.
years later, there was a school teacher, Drake. Tom Drake lived there.
We always went to the ends because we came out those doors. You didn't use these doors now.
Exactly.
Was this door even here?
Yes.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I have video that I took.
maybe just for.
I went around with my video camera, and it seemed like when I was young, when I started out, I used this, and I videotaped. Later, when I had a
It'd
car,
be fun to get those all tied.
that's what I'd like to get it all maybe put it in something so that. And the thing with these elementary schools is some kids went all years to Roosevelt.
That's me.
You know, so they don't remember Webster. You know, but I went to all of them, went around and took pictures and.
Roosevelt was the only one that had a gym.
Yep.
When Prairie Pork was built in 1960, I remember at that time they sold stock in it. A guy named Anderson from Denison was the main guy that came down and got it built and so forth. And Oscar Mayer then bought it out from Prairie Pork. But there was a movie taken, The Town That Wouldn't Die.
Oh yes.
And there's only 2 people out of that whole movie, to my knowledge, that still live. Bob Bonnell was one of them, and Clyde Clark was alive the last I knew.
That's right. They was all that they had Dr. Geronimo and Clark and all them guys.
And I think the chamber maybe still has that.
Well,
The Pegasus, I think, have a copy of it. And what we've been talking about doing is, on a regular basis, is we have many tapes that go back, well, over 10 years now. Pegasus been, but something like this is something that we've acquired.
Yeah.
But having a program on Pegasus that would just come out of our archives.
Yeah.
It might be a 4th of July parade from 10 years ago. And but the thing is that people will remember the people, and maybe they were there, you know. And
Sure.
That would be nice to see. I used to show that 15-minute tape to my Victor class every year. First thing I showed them, this is what you have to live up to, this is what you're going to be involved.
can't you cut through right there where it goes down to a lake fence?
Go clear down the far end.
Do you?
Yeah, I think you do.
Well, where we're at is about 6 to 1 and a half dozen more.
Well, we want
This old tree right here is about
Hey, while we got the camera going here, Rick,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to say thank you, Rick Fazel. He's from Perry High School.
You
He's
bet.
for taking time for Pegasus and doing this.
All right.
We appreciate it. We just want to know, let everybody know we appreciate you and
Well, I appreciate that. You
Pegasus
appreciate
coming
it.
here,
Appreciate it.
taking time. And we appreciate Mr. South
Yeah.
taking time from his and Larry.
Hopefully we can keep these, we can get this video put together in some sort of a form, and so when we have class reunions that will be coming back after this is gone,
Yep.
they'll at least have some memory they can see.
Exactly.
As I say, if we have it on the 15th,